All right, I think we are live. What's up, Internet? How's it going here? Welcome to the BluesGuitar.Com show with your host, Claude Johnson and Silvio Gasquez.
Hello. How's it going?
Yeah, so this is our first show ever. We're doing a new thing here on the Internet. We've been at this a long time, Silvio, eh? This internet guitar stuff.
Yeah, for a long time.
Yeah. I first met Silvio online. He was shredding it up way back in the day, right?
Yeah.
And yeah. So yeah, I guess let's talk about. We're gonna have a great show today. We're gonna give you a lot of good stuff. Some Van Halen, some Aerosmith. We'll do a little teaching here. Show some blues, some shred. But I guess let's kick it off with a little history just about ourselves and guitar control and BluesGuitar.com. Yeah, so you know, we started Guitar Control way back in the day, 2004. I want to say 2005, I guess. And yeah, we had a good run. We were, you know, at one point we had 1.5 million guitarists on our email list. I was recognized in airports like at least 3 times, maybe 3 or 4 times. So I was sort of one of the big internet guitar guys in my heyday. And then I don't know what happened the last 10 years or so. We just sort of drifted. Things changed a little bit, but we always put out new courses and stuff. And I guess now we're trying to reinvent ourselves. I guess my thought is that people are tired of the same old internet YouTube lessons and stuff. So I said, hey, Silvio, let's do a show. Entertain people, just a different format. I think people, you know, have a shorter attention span these days. They want to be entertained. They want something they can listen to in their car or whatever. I don't know. What's your thoughts on all that?
Yeah, I think that's the new thing. The postcard, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
The light thing. Yeah.
What have you been working on with guitar?
Some arpeggios, as always. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I've been working on arpeggios too. We can talk about that. Yeah, so much to talk about with arpeggios. I think that's like one of those things with. Should I tell them the arpeggio story?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, so I'll take a sip of my coffee here. When we first started with Guitar Control, it was just me. I was filming, like, you know, what I knew on lead guitar, what I knew with songs, and we started having some success. So we said, hey, why don't we go film some other guys? So yeah, that's when we found Silvio. It was, you know, I was like, here's this amazing shredder, one of the best players in Argentina, and so. But at the time, your English wasn't very good, right?
Yeah, I guess.
So
no,
we would go film him, and he would do some amazing lick, and I would be like, "What is that?" And he would say, "Oh, it's arpeggios." And then that became the pattern. It was like, "What did you just do there? Was that arpeggio?" And you would say, "Yes, arpeggio."
I don't remember exactly, but.
Yeah,
kind of like that.
I don't know. I feel like there's like almost 2 different ways to. Oh, there's probably more, but like one way with arpeggios is more like the just a melodic approach, like, you know, and just knowing where things are. And then like the other way is more the shred approach, which, you know, I've been practicing a little bit too. A lot of, you know. That kind of stuff. I'm a little sloppy on that on my acoustic today, but what's your thoughts on all that stuff?
Yeah, in the old days, it was all everything like
Right.
now. But then I started to add more like a fusion thing, like for example, so you're mixing like scales with chromatisms,
Yeah. Make
for
sure the
example.
camera can see you, because sometimes your guitar is down here. So yeah,
Yeah.
there we go. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So for example, in A minor,
Yeah.
you can do something like so.
Right on.
Yeah. So for
Yeah.
example,
Yeah. Go
yeah,
ahead.
F sharp, A, sorry, C sharp, right?
Those sounds almost like some enclosures. Like,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
It's almost like I feel like this is like one of the big insights that I've had in the recent years. Like, it's never just one thing. It's never just scales or just arpeggios. You're gonna sound musical by combining like all those things.
Right.
And I would get stuck like just working like just on an arpeggio, and then scratching my head wondering why it's not sounding musical, or just trying to come up with licks just with that. But yeah, it's always going to sound way more musical. Like, sometimes you can go too simple, and then it's like harder. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
I overthink it. You know?
the idea is not sounding like an exercise, right?
Right.
Yeah. If you play, it's boring, right?
Right. Yeah, I would practice that, and I would get it up to a good speed, and then I would wonder what to do next. But it's like, yeah, you always got to work on the ideas with the technique, right?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah,
That's it.
I've been working on rhythms lately. I don't know. We should maybe save some of this stuff for some other episodes. But yeah, just like dividing things into nines and threes and stuff.
Right.
Cool. So let's talk about anyway, back to the topic, guitar control. And by the way, I'm just gonna see if anyone's chatting here with us. I know this is like our first show and probably don't have anyone, but I just want to open this window a little bit here just in case. All right. So yeah, so back to guitar control, blues guitar. Yeah, so our main website is BluesGuitar-Com, and we've had BluesGuitar.com for a while. I guess the idea is like reinvent ourselves on this new channel. It's been a while, but yeah, that's the story. We're just trying something new, and that's about it. So I guess we could talk about different guitarists. That's a good thing to talk about in the show. Why don't we start with the king of the blues, B.B. King?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on B.B. King?
Well, he's the king of blues, right?
Right, but why is he the king of the blues?
I think he could play a lot with not so many notes, right?
Yeah.
That's his main value, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember watching.
I'm not a blues guy, but
Well, you got to be a blues guy. You're on the BluesGuitar.com show. I know.
Yeah.
I know you're more of a shred guy, but
yeah,
all this stuff like they say, blues had a baby and they named it rock and roll. So rock came out of the blues, and fusion came out of rock. So, But yeah, I think you're right. I think like his ability to play great melodies without too many notes, one of his trademarks. I always liked BB King. Like I always felt like he was just like playing from the heart, you know, like playing what he felt in the moment.
Yeah.
I think technique wise, his big thing was like the bends and the vibrato. Like a lot of the modern blues sound came out of that. Before it was like, you know, there was guys like T-Bone Walker, and they weren't bending a lot. You know, they were playing, you know, I don't know, but you can play a lot without bending. And then when BB King, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
He did that. Huh?
right, yeah, his vibrato, like kind of made it famous. Right, yeah, he would hit the root on that. So, yeah, I think his vibrato really set him aside. And I remember when I first came out with like guitar control, you know, people said I had a good vibrato. I was sort of copying BB King with the. It was like I said it's like shaking a can of soda. It's harder on the electric, but and it's also harder on the high E string, but it's this kind of motion that he would do, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like we could talk about vibrato for forever, but I don't know if there was a lot of vibrato guys before BB King. They were, but they were. I don't think they were using the same technique. Maybe. I remember when I first took guitar lessons, like when I was just a beginner. My teacher was like, "Oh, you could do like this, like back and forth, like this way, or like up and down." But I don't think he was really teaching the right. That I don't know. It's like you kind of it's in your wrist, you know.
Oh, yeah. It's like, right?
Yeah, I mean that what you just did there was like almost like a wider vibrato. I went to a show the other day. I saw Steve Morse and the Dixie Dregs, and like one of the things I was impressed with was he had a very wide vibrato, like a very mature wide vibrato. I mean, this is obviously 50 years after BB King's innovations, but I don't know. They say that that's one of the things that you recognize a guitarist is like with the vibrato. But it's interesting because I an interview with BB King, he said he doesn't really do the bend in vibrato as much. Like when he does, he likes to just bend, like just shake it. But I think there's other guitarists that pioneered that kind of sound. Maybe that's more of a Clapton or Stevie Ray thing or Hendrix.
Right.
And that's a different technique. And a lot of that, it's almost like about shaking the whole neck to get that. But I thought it was interesting. And another thing I remember reading was he said the faster he does it, the better it sounds to him. So I don't know, vibrato is something we can work on forever. But I feel like that was one of the things. Another thing I think BB King is like he's just an amazing vocalist. Like that's
Yeah.
So
he's a good singer.
I'm just like picking out things that I remember in my brain about things that he said in interviews and things. I actually saw him once live, but it's weird because it's like he said he always had a great band, so he kind of got out of the practice of accompanying himself, Like I find for me, like I'm aspiring to be a blues guitarist, but I'm busy. I have a family. I don't have time to be a band leader. So I'm really trying to just work on being like a really solid rhythm guitarist. And I feel like if you play the rhythm solid, the leads will always come. But I feel like I
Right.
was misled early on because I was just listening to guys like Hendrix and BB King, and like sort of in my naivete, I would just, I would only hear the melody, and I would sit there and practice, like trying to do these licks, but I didn't have the groove behind me, you know.
Right.
And I saw like a video of BB like the other day, and it just struck me how much rhythm he has, even when he's just playing and playing some notes. Like you can
Yeah.
see how much rhythm is in his body, and just the groove he has. It's just like incredible rhythm skills, even when he's not playing rhythm. So
Right.
he had the whole
Well,
package, man. He had rhythm, he had vocals, he had bends. That's why he was the king. It wasn't, it's like a great fighter. You can't just be good at one thing. You gotta have your whole game down. So
right.
anyway, hats off to BB King. And I teach some of his songs in my blues course too. But I guess while we're on the topic of blues, I'll do a little blues lesson and pitch. I might as well pitch it now. I have a free blues course called 7 Blues Guitar Secrets that will save you years of practice. This is a lot of stuff that I really learned in the last couple of years, really focusing on the blues. But you can get that free course at BluesGuitar.com/secrets. So I guess what I wanted to show today, I was working on, I think a big thing is harmonizing the mixolydians. So, you can look at it in like different intervals, thirds, sixths. And, thirds and sixths, I feel like is almost 80% of that. So, you can do stuff. Those are thirds. And then sixes, and of course learning in different positions. So I was just looking at this position, like in the key of G, and I look at things in octave shapes. So I call this the 4th position. And just look at the sixes here. It's like very symmetrical, because you have like the top 2 sets of strings are the same as these two, and the bottom are the same as these two. So also what's kind of weird is, like, how things always get messed up with the B string, because there's, you have a 4th interval, and then when you go to the B string, it's a major third. But the weird thing is when you skip over a string, like this, like, it ends up being the same as this. It's still a 6th, because when you skip over, you're kind of including 2 strings. Anyway, this is just 12th fret, 12th fret. So if I go 12th fret, 12th fret, and then 10th fret, I get the same thing here. So it's symmetrical. It's like it's a cool area of the neck. Not all of them are that. And then each one of these like has its own sound. I went over that in the Art of the Blues Riff course, but like, like this is your 5th and 7th. It's the same thing as this, but it's just inverted. And each of these you can make sounds out of. So the key to be musical with it is just understanding the interval and like what kind of sound it makes. But so you have your 12, 10. This is just like the same fret, and then you have this shape. It's the shapes do change, but you only have 2 sets of shapes with the 6s. So this 12th fret to 10th fret, and then 10th fret to 9th fret. Same thing in the bottom 2. And then you can mix them up. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
sounds good.
That's the blues lesson of the day. Again, you can get my. Thank you, Silvio. I'll pitch my free course again. BluesGuitar.com/secrets, and then Yeah, I'll pass it over to you. How about teaching us a little of your craft, a little shred stuff?
Yeah, we can see an arpeggio in E minor 7, this shape, right?
Right. Right.
Okay,
Right.
so now you can add more notes here. This chromatism,
Where are you
right?
starting here?
In G. Yeah,
Okay. So.
yeah, so then, so we have. Then I add this note, F sharp, so we have E, D, right?
Yeah.
So then, and then, so we have.
So it's like this. Something
No.
like that. Okay.
Right.
So
So,
so when you get up here.
no.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
That.
Cool.
But you can do this also. And then. So everything together is. And then. Right? Right?
Right on.
That's a cool idea you can add.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I recognize that ninth sound.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a lick in the style of Greg Howe.
Okay.
What?
So at the top you went.
Yeah. And you can add this more notes like.
All right.
So.
Cool. So I think let's dial it back from the advanced stuff. Let's go a little more basic and just show maybe some cool song stuff. And
Okay.
yeah, I was excuse me. I was just looking at some of my old lessons for like songs and stuff. This is a song that I haven't played in a long time. Van Halen, Ain't Talking About Love. Now he plays it tuned down, but see if I can play this intro. Something like this. Let's see. Whoop. So let's see. This is it's gonna be like an A minor shape. So you just start with the two, like you start on the A string, and then the D string, and then you jump to the B string, and then high E string, open E, and then you go to your F. So So I'm basically just keeping the A minor shape. And then like down this way. And then this is like a partial G chord. And then on the bottom, so real slow. Also, intros are like really important. I wanted to say that, like, I feel like I didn't understand like the importance of intros. Like, if you don't have the intro, you just have like an A minor and a G chord basically. So sometimes the intros really define the song. But anyway, then the main part of the song. Heard the news, baby. If I wanted to do like an easy version, I would just strum like that. You could also, depends how much time you want to put in to practice it, but the picking is more like this on the verse. Up. Heard the news, baby. All about your disease. You can also play it like once. Heard the news, baby. All about your disease. And you can alternate.
It's hard to sing and play at the same time, right?
Well, you got to practice it, like for the
Yeah.
I was just talking to my friend the other day. It's like a lot of these bands, like with a really good lead singer, like they're not they're not playing guitar and singing at the same time. Like Van Halen has a singer, Aerosmith has a singer, and they're you know, there's a couple examples. I mean, Led Zeppelin is another. I mean, there's a few bands where the lead singer is also holding down the main guitar, like ZZ Top, but they're doing more blues, so it's a little simpler.
Yeah.
But
Stevie Ray Vaughan, right?
yeah, but that's blues. But it's like,
Yeah.
But even Stevie Ray Vaughan, it's like he's not doing the crazy licks while he's singing. You know?
Yeah.
He would be like, "She's my pride and joy," and then he'll do it like. My sweet little baby, I'm a little boy. So yeah. Anyway, you can get this though. It's like, heard the news, baby. Whoop. But I always say you got to get the guitar part down first. So it's like I'm rusty on this one. And then, anyway, but if you are going to pick that part, or if you're not, the chorus is a lot simpler. You just, ain't talking about love. My love is right to the core. I ain't talking about love. It's just a simple strum. Yeah, so A minor to G. Anyway, this is just like this. Like, I got the low G, and then I'm flattening my finger.
Yeah.
It's like 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. So you're hitting the G on the beat 4. Anyway, I go into a more complete lesson of this. It's been a year since I taught this, but I have a course with hundreds of songs called Guitar Song Collection. So you can get that. You can get the tabs, the charts, all the lessons, lots of songs, at guitarsongcollection.com. So I'll give a quick pitch for that. All right. What else we got today?
We have this riff from Aerosmith.
Okay.
This. Right? From Walk This Way.
Yeah.
Yeah, this uses the blues scale in E. Right? You know the blues scale? Right? So it does. Right? Right?
open A string. Yep.
No, it's yes,
Yep.
right.
So this lesson is from our blog. We have like literally thousands of lessons, of free lessons. This will be our last pitch, so to speak. If you go to guitarcontrol.com/tabs, you can get that and thousands of other lessons. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we did pretty good for our first show. This is we're about on the home stretch here. So, but we're gonna keep going, man. We're gonna tomorrow we'll have some more blues, more shred, more songs, more stuff of what you like, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of the BluesGuitar.com show. What else? What else is good, Sylvia?
I don't know. I think that's pretty much it, right?
All right, cool. We'll end on a high note then, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.